And I got to extend the meeting. All right, so we're back from executive session. We need to make a motion to extend the meeting past 10 o'clock.
Move to extend to 10:30.
Second.
Moved by Councilmember Sanders, seconded by Councilmember McNeil to extend the meeting till 10:30. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, place your vote. Passes 5-1 with Councilmember Freed in the negative and Councilmember Spivey absent and excused. You have the floor.
Okay, I'm going to read through the voting sheets of who's been appointed thus far, and then we'll go to round 2 for the remaining appointments. So Lodging Tax Advisory Committee, Carly Hamilton, Brittany Caldwell, and Eric Schaefer have all been appointed 6-0. Landmark Preservation Board, Claudia Overton Underhill has been appointed, or has been voted on, sorry, 6 votes. William Root for Library Board received 4 votes. David Wickwire on Planning received 5 votes. And for Park and Recreation, June Klubeck, incumbent on position number 7, received 5 votes. Stephen Dempsey has received 6 votes. So we have one more position to vote in. So at this next round, I'll ask for you to vote for that one person, and we'll tally those. Arts Commission, Mike Doan has received 4 votes. Pat Pierce has received 4 votes. Kelly Atkinson, 5 votes. Kelly Moeller, 6 votes. Lynn Assman, 6 votes. And Jennifer Keene, 6 votes, which leaves 1 remaining. So right now I'm going to ask that you all, you have a voting sheet again in front of you. We are voting for 1 position on Parks and Rec and 1 position on the Arts and Festivals Commission. And when you're done, if you could pass those down, we will tally those.
So does anybody want to speak to one of the candidates on either of those 2 so we don't all vote in the same place again?
I will.
Deputy Mayor.
So I'd like to speak to the Arts and Festivals Committee. I know Katrina Sather could not make the interview. Her son was in the emergency room, and so she had to go to him. I know Katrina from living in the same neighborhood with her a few years back. She's done extensive work with public agencies and shelters getting murals built. Her heart's all about art. She contacted me proactively a year ago and asked how we could move art forward in Bothell. And so I know where her heart is, and I know the quality of her character, and so I highly recommend her for the Arts Commission.
Andy. Councilmember Freed.
Great, thanks. We had a lot of applicants. I think, as I recall, there were 30 total for all these different boards, which is a great turnout and something that we all celebrate. As I look through all of these applicants, Mr. Troy Anderson, who's a choice here for the Arts Committee, came with several recommendations. Many letters of recommendations were presented. He's here this evening, has stuck out with us. I always like people who stick through the whole meeting and actually show up. I think, as I recall, you're the only person out of the 30 actually came to the meeting tonight. So I would, oh, I can't see behind the dais, or not the dais, but the visitors podium. Thank you for coming, sir. I'll be voting for Mr. Troy Anderson and would encourage my fellow council members to do so as well.
All right, any other discussion on the voting? We'll see how stubborn we are here in a second. Is there any city manager reports while we're waiting for the tally?
No, I have nothing, thank you.
Okay. Any committee reports? Mr. Committees? No? next week. City Manager, just in case I forget, Councilmember McNeil does have committee reports for next week that are time sensitive, so make sure that's on the agenda.
On April 4th?
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, and make them early. Everything needs to be early on the agenda, so good luck.
Everything's early, right?
Okay, so the position for the last appointment on Arts Commission is Katrina Sather. She got 5 votes, so that's our last position. So we're going to do one more round for the final position on Parks and Rec. We have more? So again, you're, and I will, here I can tally who got what on Parks and Rec, just for your information, this round. Rhonda Seaberdone got 2 votes, and Scott Soderbeer got 1 vote. Janet Brenham got 3 votes. So we're going out again one more time.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a pitch for a particular candidate?
Absolutely, please.
Okay, so like Councilmember Freed said, we had 31 wonderful candidates, and I really appreciate everybody taking their time and sharing their passion about the city. And we all try to, build boards that have diversity. And the reason why I voted for Janet Branham is because she's one of our few applicants that lives north of 228th. And I really feel that geographic diversity is important for the boards, and we so seldom see people, citizens north of 228th, participating in city government. And so I appreciate that she's interested, and I think that she brings important geographic diversity to the board.
So again, we are voting for one person on Parks and Recreation Board. So please just circle 1.
So I looked up call the question on on the Jurassic Parliament. Is this not a good time to read it? The motion to call the question, which has a technical name for previous question, may be the most abused motion in the Robert's Rules of Order. It is very common for people to shout out the word question or I call the question in the expectation the debate will immediately stop and the vote will be taken. This is wrong, wrong, wrong. Key points to know about call the question. The member needs to be recognized by the chair. When you make the motion, this motion, you are only suggesting that you would like to stop the debate. This motion requires a second. There has to be at least 2 people in the room that want to cut off debate. This motion cannot be discussed or debated as soon as the chair hears the second. She immediately takes the vote. It takes 2/3 of the voting members in favor to cut off debate. Therefore, the chair should take the vote by show of hand, not by voice. If indeed 2/3 of the group want to stop the debate, then the chair immediately takes the vote on the pending motion. So there, city manager, 10 o'clock at night, bam.
But I thought my understanding was that Councilmember Sandberg called the question, that Councilmember Freed seconded it.
Right,
My
then we
recollection.
would have to vote on that being the body's will.
There's no vote.
You vote, that's what this thing just
No,
says.
there's no vote.
Well, it goes to a vote,
That the item goes to the vote then, not,
I'm bringing in my Parling down here if you guys don't stop it. Do we have,
we can look this
are
up
we good?
and discuss it tomorrow.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 votes for Janet Branham, so we are done. So
Awesome.
on the Parks Commission. So what I need now is a motion to ratify these appointments, and I will get in contact with all the applicants.
Do we have a motion to ratify the appointments?
Move the recommended action.
Moved by Councilor Agnew, seconded by Councilor McNeil to ratify the appointments to the boards and commissions. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, place your vote. Passes unanimously with Councilmember Spivey absent and excused. Motion to adjourn. Moved by Councilmember McNeil.
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor. Do we need to vote? Yeah, I guess. We are adjourned. Passes unanimously.